What's going on, Fire fans? Tyler Terens here, commentator for Chicago Fire FC, and this is a day in my life. Every match day, I like to start out my morning at around 9:30 and make sure that I get to the gym and get a good sweat in for the day ahead. With the game starting at 7, I get to Soldier Field around 4:30. I typically like to arrive about 2.5 hours before the game. First thing I always do is stop by the truck and say what's up to the crew and go over any last minute notes with our producer and director. We have one of the best crews in MLS, so they make Tony and I's job very easy. After I stop by the truck, I will usually go for a walk out on the field and take in Soldier Field, and this one hits a little differently today as it's our last game at Soldier for the year. Then I'll head up to the booth and get sorted out with the crew and prepare my boards. These are the notes I prepare all week and put into tactical formation, and I'll reference these throughout the game. Following our final preparations, Tony and I head down to grab a bite to eat because no one likes to hear a hangry commentator on the call. After we eat, we usually have a couple minutes to get ready for the open, which yes, unfortunately requires us to have some makeup on for the house lights. But at the same time, ain't nothing wrong with looking pretty, right? Tyler Terens along with the U.S. Soccer Hall of Famer Tony Meola. Glad to have it with us here on WGN and CF 97 Live. Then we usually knock out the open on the first try because our crew and Tony are absolute ballers and are constantly on top of their game. Then it's time to play. We invite you to turn off the world and turn on the game. We're playing for 3 points here along the lakefront. Out wide for Gutierrez. Sekulic making the overlapping run. It finds the Serbian. Back for Gutierrez, who keeps it low. It pops out for Pineda! What a start for the Fire! And the Bolingbrook native scores his first goal of the campaign. It's 1-0 to the home side. He's able to get there. Attempting to cut it back. It'll fall for Duran. John Duran! Well, as of late, the young Colombian cannot help himself. Halftime, we have to go back on camera one more time and give our thoughts on the first 45 minutes. After we call the second half, we usually leave the stadium around 30 minutes after the final whistle to let traffic die down, and that's a wrap. Hey everyone, thank you so much for following along in a day in my life. Vamos Fire.